Welcome to Profiletraders. This is Reza and you're listening to my market analysis for Friday the 24th or the 25th. Maybe I'm mistaken. So yesterday we discussed that if we were going to break above 1940, that this whole area of very little development was going to be tackled. And for a bit overnight exactly tried to do that, but something very sad happened, and that was when the overnight closed. We closed inside 1940. So basically what happened is that every single soul that went long on the break up with this whole heavy volume area got trapped and got very, very nervous with this reversal from the top. So when the market opened, rather than seeing an escape, they got further punished. And within the first half hour, we dropped towards 1932. In this case, you had to think what they were thinking. Is that the first opportunity to get the hell out? We are out of here. So when this afternoon rally tried to bring it back above 1940, rather than generating new buying, all it did, it was to extend a lifeline to those that were trapped up there. And the result was that everybody ran to the exit door, and when it became clear that there is really no demand for the manipulated move to the upside in the overnight, they all rushed to the exit door, and that was all those who went long during the overnight that gradually saw the profit melting down and they were forced to exit. This is what you call, number one, a very nasty manipulation during the overnight, where probably they knew that today they were going to reverse it, so they created a act of terror move to the upside, and then during the whole day session all we did was to reverse what overnight did. And now we are back to the start of where we were yesterday, a little bit, yeah, pretty much where we opened yesterday, we closed today. So unfortunately, under this market condition, this back and forth is supposed to continue until we do break from the low of main support, which is 1900, 1986 and a half. Until we do not break that part, it is possible that they may start to buy into this support zone, especially the fact that we have already dropped almost 50 points if we do get down there. But if we do break 1900, and of course every time you break you have to analyze the nature of the break to assess if it's a real break or a fake break, but that needs to be done at the point when it starts to happening. But it was definitely a very disappointing breakout of 1940. And also, if you wanted to know why it stopped exactly where it stopped, if you had this chart, which I have shared with you many times, with this projected trend line always on it, this has become a magnificent example of an old trend line projected to the future, and therefore providing superb resistance levels. And that's why when it did hit it up there, and you had this little whatever stochastic or whatever it is up down there became oversold, overbought, then you got a very severe reaction back down. So now we are inside support, and again all eyes towards 1900, because that's the line drawn in the sand. Now let's look at what crude did. Crude continued its path to the upside, where I also mentioned that once we were allowed to return back into this area of underdeveloped areas, price would probably go and trade through the whole zone, and that's what it did. But the problem that we had here is that after a very big push up, we were unable to extend the range higher with the third period, which is C, and that failed range extension became a big problem for the buyers. But as we came down, there was no rush to exit. It started to rotate at support from the overnight structure, and as of right now, I mean, it hasn't done anything unbelievably negative, because unlike CL, who went up and then reversed entirely and broke down, this one did break up, but when it came back down, it didn't break down. So we still have to give one the benefit of the doubt. So support now becomes 45.15. If we sell through that in the overnight, there is a POC down there at 44.70, which could be a downside target. And of course, if that breaks down, it's gonna go challenge the very famous 44. Now for the orphan, the one with no mother, no father, nobody, gold, didn't do much. It stopped at the support that was provided to you from last night, 1140, and then an aggressive buyer came in, rejected price back up, and then we went completely dead. So really nothing can be concluded from today's session, because on the top of it, it's inside the overnight structure. So 1140 remains the main level for a breakdown. Below that, we are talking 1135, and then below that there is another POC at 1124. On the upside, if we do break above today's high of 1148, and let's say half to round it up, we have a 49.8 POC, and then we are going to go challenge the other POC above at 1153.4. This is it for today. This was Reza with Profiletraders. If you wish to learn, read market profile, trade it, and have access to my trading room for 1 year with all the courses, you can get the package from my website for a $550, 30 days money back guarantee. Thank you.